if you look at the spin-off of the space and military technology, our understanding is clear, whether it's internet, wireless communication, mobile communication, these are all space spin-off. Uh, India is hosting a big summit. Prime Minister recently, right now in front of us, has inaugurated it. What is India's AI challenge when it comes to serve military domain?
Okay. Good evening, Karthike. Firstly, a pleasure to be on your show, and I can see some colleagues whom I've been on the show and with along with you on the same show along with them. So, firstly, let me just start by the fact that those activities that happen in the armed forces realm do not get too much of advertisement. But I think Operation Sindoor, in its own sense, showed that there has been a remarkable amount of progress that has happened as far as India is concerned. So, how do I see it? So, let me just put it in perspective. It was in 2017 that the government of India and the Ministry of Defense set up a special committee to examine the roadmap that needs to be identified for different sectors, different ministries to take it forward. As you're aware, it was headed by the chairman of Tata Sons, Mr. Chandrasekhar, and they had reps from the services, from the ministries, from different DPSUs, from the DRDO, and this roadmap was carved out, and it was for each sector. So there was the AI challenges and the road ahead that needs to be taken as far as the military is concerned. So let me put it like this: what has happened since then? Two, three things have happened which are extremely important. I think we started having a user, academia, and a startup interface. And I think some of this we would have seen in one of our Army Day parade where you had the first set of swarm drones that came in, which showed how the command and control shifted. So this was an interface of all the three elements coming together. The next thing what happened after that is we have set up incubation centers. Incubation centers set up at the military establishments where we have startup hubs being created, and those are being guided by the user on a day-on-day basis of what requires to be done. The third thing that has happened is, which is of course an open domain, you have the IDX challenge, you have the DRDO and the DPSU challenges. So the user defines the statement or the problem statement. With this problem statement, the startups work at that, and then we come out and see how it gets implemented within the system. So I would say one was the aspect of getting the technology into the system. The second aspect was how do you educate people? So if you see whether it is our College of Defense Management, whether it is large number of military seminars that are held, technology absorption for legacy equipment and for future weapon systems is a key aspect that is being debated. We have special engagements for the senior leadership for them to understand the different facets of this fast changing technology spectrum so that they are clear in the kind of project or the problem that they need to define. So that's happening at one level, skilling is happening. So where are we seeing this impact? You're seeing it in threat analysis, you're seeing it in intelligence. Basically, information is coming in from different sources. Information collation, analysis, int analysis for the statements and for the decision making loop is being carried out. You have got data analysis that is being done. Today, you've got counter influence narratives being created because, with the help of OSINT, open source intelligence, which you can get from the
Okay.
cyber internet,
Okay.
social, you take it ahead. So there's a lot that is happening which is under the radar. The point is there is a lot more that needs to happen. Industry has to move up at the same pace. The startups can get you the technology. Thereafter, the scalability and the
Okay.
absorption also a challenge. So
Okay.
these are the areas which you're looking at, and it's reasonably well carved out. Our process can always be faster.
China and America dominate unregulated AI market. One, they're way ahead. Their research money is way ahead of us. How do we keep up, or how do we match up? Because any AI anomaly would lead to an AI imperialism, which will be far more difficult and far more tougher to challenge.
A very nice question, in fact, and it's a tough question, I must admit. There, if you notice, in 2025, January 20th, when Trump took over, at that period of time, the stock market fell by $1 trillion. And that was primarily due to the DeepSeek V3 version being launched on that day. And we found similarly for artificial intelligence, just before this summit took place, we found our IT stocks going downwards and totally red, prevailing there by 10 to 14%. So that is one aspect. The second is Xi Jinping had wanted China to become a global leader in artificial intelligence by 2030. And similarly, right now, it is a great challenge between America and the US. But let me also assure you that today India is in a third position with respect to the human capital that we have, and our own people are involved in most of these companies, including my own son in artificial intelligence in the US today. So it is the human capital wise, or even in catching up, India has vastly moved forward, especially with the government policies in the last few years. Like the general was mentioning, he did say the Niti Aayog came up with a strategy in 2018, and Defense Artificial Intelligence Council was formed in 19 with the defense minister heading it. And then you had multiple task force, and DIPA came up. That is Defense Artificial Intelligence Project Agency. Today, we have unmanned vehicles which were displayed in the Republic Day parade by the Army. Indian Army is moving pretty fast on that. And you have on our borders today, China has deployed Mule 200 as well as Sharp Claws, and they also got robo dogs and robo wolves, which are humanoid robots, which are acting over there. But at the same time, our own armed forces are moving forward. Let me give you two examples of very clear, which were shown in the Operation Sindoor. One example was in the air defense, where there was a networking done between the Army's Akash team, which is nothing but an artificially intelligent system that takes in the inputs from hundreds of radars and identifies the weapon system that is closest to it and links it up with the integrated air command and control system, which is also a system which is essentially with the Air Force, as because Air Force has the entire responsibility of air defense and the long range weapon systems like S-400 being with the Air Force. And we created a world record by destroying enemy a high value target system at 314 kilometers. And out of the 600 drones that came in, there were hardly any drones that caused any damage. So if you look at that, or look at the second way electronic warfare, Samyukta systems, or the other systems that have come up, you find. No, I just want to say one word, one or two sentences more. You know, what is the main reason why China has gone into a doctrine from informationalized warfare to intelligentized warfare? Primarily because of two reasons or two functions of the artificial intelligence. The first function is the ability to synthesize and analyze humongous amount of data and come out with meaningful results by which you can take quick decisions, which means in military planning, command and control, and also from the large number of sensors, whether in the air, from satellites or on ground, you're able to merge the information, identify the intelligence inputs regarding the assets in the air or on ground, friendly or hostile, and then allocate the shooter which is there, which is available nearest and best to take it on. And we have already done it. We have already proved it in Operation Sindoor. So last thing I want to say on this is this also raises a lot of doubts in our minds that whilst India is progressing, we still are a distance behind China, and we still are a distance behind US. When is it that we are likely to come up to their level? Let me give you a figure. 2040, we will be as good as them in every respect of artificial intelligence, because the human capital is based from India. And we are much better than the Chinese in human capital, which the Chinese own study has come out with, whether it is in utilization of the deep seek that they have, or developing it in just $5.5 million. But it is also that they have acknowledged that the Indian brains to apply artificial intelligence in various systems and structures has been much better.
Okay.